Guys, this is a quick underspray video on my work truck here. I ended up taking the bed off to redo the fuel pump, and I kind of felt bad putting the bed back on when it's looking all rusty like this. This truck was really cheap, and I'm not really going to put that much money back into underspraying it right now. But for anyone out there with a work truck that needs a little love underneath, here's a quick $30 budget underspray on the whole underside of the truck. All right, so here's everything you're really gonna need. Again, this is some extra stuff. The drill, the angle grinder is all extra, but most importantly is right here is your mask and your goggles. It's really not worth grinding the rust off and having anything, breathing in or getting anything in your eye. But what I did was I went to Home Depot and I spent 30 bucks. I got some rust reformer here, Rust-Oleum, to paint over once I grind all the loose stuff off, to paint over the rust. And then to go over that, I got literally the cheapest paint I could find. This was like $1.20 a can. It's just some matte black enamel. But really, all you're really gonna need is just a wire brush to get the loose stuff off. Go over it with the rust reformer, and then last finish up with a quick enamel or paint. The only reason I didn't get Rust-Oleum paint was because it was $2 more or $1 more. I'm literally going with the cheapest stuff. All right, so first step is take your wire brush, throw your mask on, throw your safety goggles on, and really just get at it, get all the loose stuff off. Some of the worst spots, you might want to take the flap disc angle grinder to get the big stuff off. But most of the time, you really just knock the big stuff off with a wire brush. So the better job you do now, the better it's going to come out. But again, it's just my work truck, so I'm just going to make this fast. All right, so here's it all after I scraped it all up. Really just want to get the loose stuff off. Still got rust on it, but that's what the rust reformer paint's gonna do. It's all scraped up. I tried to get in on the axle too, all underneath, inner frame as well. All right, give it a good rinsing, and then let it just dry off so that we can start the next step, which is painting. All right, so once it's all dry, your next step is gonna be this right here, the Rust-Oleum rust reformer. What it's gonna do is this is gonna turn any rust, the surface rust we have here, or anything that's on the frame itself, it's gonna turn it into a paintable surface so that we could put the cheap black paint right over it. As for spraying this, just coat it all up and try not to spray any wires really, and obviously your fuel pump and stuff. But try and coat it up, get maybe a coat or two on there, and then we'll go to the next step. All right, and that's the rust primer on. Quick coat on it. Next we're gonna throw on this just cheapo black paint right here, and I'll show you when we're done. All right, and the cheap spray paint is all dry, and it looks way better than it did before. Once again, this is just a quick $30 way to just give a little life back to your work truck. The most expensive thing here was just this rust reformer at about $5 a can, and then any spray paint for about $2 a can. we went through about 3.5 cans of this just on the back frame here, and it looks great. Definitely easier when the bed's off, but again, you could always crawl under there and give it a little spray. Definitely gives your truck a lot more life. Did everything but the diff cover because I'm gonna change the fluid and grind it down then, but everything else looks great. All right, let me know what you guys think. Give a few comments down in the comment section, and